Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. I did an OBS update, which is always scary. So hopefully this is working. Cause who knows? Me and OBS aren't really good friends. Just kidding. Me and OBS are best of friends. It works great. It's wonderful. Okay, this part is working. Let me make sure I'm in here. Okay. Okay. Hi there, Agathis. I see you. Thanks for being here. Does it sound okay? I did an OBS update. So now I'm nervous because OBS already makes me nervous. And then I did an OBS update. And so now I'm like extra nervous. Okay. Whew. Thank goodness. Thank you. How was your week? Do you have a good week? Hopefully you did. It was a pretty crazy week. But that's not any different than how it has been. It's just been a lot going on. Oh, good. Yeah, my week was pretty good. Time is still moving too fast for me, but I'm at least starting, I think, to settle in. Maybe. I don't know. Possibly. I don't know. But at least my week was good. So that helps. That helps a lot. Well, and today there's so much happened this week that I don't know where to start and I don't know what to include. So, I don't really know if I can have a list. But what I can start with, because I know it'll come up. I spilled water everywhere. Give me a second. Let me wipe this up. It's going to bother me just seeing it. Okay. All right. But I know it's going to keep coming up. But tomorrow, well, really late tomorrow, early the 26th. So early Sunday. So April 25th, 2026. But also April 26th, 2026 is when Uranus, and you know the deal. You could say Uranus if you'd like to get a little giggle, is moving into Gemini. So we've been talking about that for, I don't know, like the last month. So that's happening in the next couple days. So that should be crazy. Hi, Doc. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here. We're not talking about anything in particular. So if you have something you want to talk about, just let me know. But I was talking about I was just, I needed something to talk about. So I was talking about how late tomorrow, early Sunday, is when Uranus moves into Gemini. And we've been talking about this for like a month or so, but Uranus in Gemini, this is where that 174 energy has come from. Because when you use our little code book, Uranus and Gemini adds up to 174. So our code is A equals 1 all the way to Z equals 26. So we have that coming up, and that's actually a pretty big deal. Actually, a very big deal, because it takes Uranus 84 years to make it all the way around. So it doesn't happen very often. Hey, Josh! It's good to see you. Thanks for being here. And thanks for all the support in Flex's live. I was I was supposed to be working. I was supposed to be working while I was in Flex's live, and I kept wanting to participate in the conversation. So I kept jumping in the chat and then jumping out of the chat. And then when I'd come back to chat, I'd see that you and Judy had like said something to me or about me, and then I felt weird like responding like all late. But thank you. I wanted to make sure I let you know I saw it and I appreciate it. Hopefully you had a good week. Josh and Doc and everybody lurking. Hopefully you all had a good week. Most everything, like all the energy that was coming in this week, was really we're like reaching this plateau energy with this Uranus and Gemini. Because once Uranus goes into Gemini, that's when we hit that 777 energy. That's the last piece to be able to get there. So, yeah, we have that this weekend. So this week, with a lot of the energy looking extra crazy, that's why, because it's preparing for this shifting of this big energy where Uranus only, it changes signs every 7 years, which is also crazy with this 777. It changes sign every 7 years. So 7 years in one energy, like getting one energy for 7 years, we get really comfortable in it. And so then when those energies start to change and shift, because like these planets are moving into another sign, we definitely feel it. And we've been feeling it this year big time, because we've had multiple big planet energies changing signs. But this one is really our last one until June. And then June is when Jupiter changes signs. Let me know if there's anything you want to talk about. Any numbers, any vibrations, any words or phrases. We had a good time. For anybody that wasn't there, we had a really good time on Wednesday. I was just breaking down everybody's phrases and seeing how to organize some of our vibrations of the week. That was fun. I think we're going to do more of that on Wednesdays. And I'm trying to come up with some ways of being able to do some more interactive stuff, because I like interacting with you all. Well, that's how all these vibrations and energy like to flow anyway. So we'll try and do more of that. More and more. Oh my gosh, I'm making myself laugh. I'm making myself laugh. Okay, we're going back to this. Let me see if there's, because that's part of probably the only thing that I have on the list for today is, I'm just going to call it all the things. Oh, okay. Okay. You just let me know. You let me know, Josh. Oh, let's do, I like the list in black. I don't know why. I guess it reminds me of school. which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess it could be both. So I have all the tings, all the tings. Um, because everything I have to talk about really kind of goes together. So we'll come back to this list. You let me know if you come up with anything, any words, phrases, numbers that you want to have broken down, and we will look at them and add them to our list. And I'll just start talking about this first one, all the things. And this is part of it. So, we've had, I don't know even know where to start because we've had a lot of things happen this week. Hi, Judy! Thanks for being here. It's good seeing you. And thank you for your comments and for all your support today in both Koala's Live and in Flex's Live. In Koala's Live, I missed most of the chat because I was working out. I was trying to get back into it. And then in Flex's Live, I was supposed to be working. And it was so hard to not be in the chat. But I needed to be able to finish working so I could be here not too late. But I did go back and see all of your comments and your support, and I really appreciate it. I know, but I also know that I want to make sure to acknowledge it because I do. I really, really appreciate it. So, for all the things, I guess we have to review again kind of how this energy thing works. So, we have this space place space place where we have our sun and we have stars and comets and all of our planets, and generally what happens, and this is very general, we have activities that happen in space. So we have planets in certain positions, we have comets coming in, we have the activity of the sun, whatever is happening there, and it shoots that energy, or that energy comes in to our Earth space. Earth space. And once that energy comes into our Earth space, now the Earth herself uses that energy. So it's like a gathering up of the energy. Woohoo! I could draw this good. Look. This is the gathering up of all the energy. Ooh, look. Ooh, that's kind of fun. Okay, let me not go overboard. Slow down, lady. Slow down. And the Earth then releases this energy or uses the energy. What I am being told in my meditations and in looking at the energies are, yeah, we could do numbers. Yeah, I have a list going. So yeah. Oh, that's rude. YouTube is being really rude with the notifications. I'm not really getting anybody's notifications, but I be so bored at work that I keep like my YouTube open so then I can scan to see who's live. So I have something on all the time because I get so bored. Um, Even when I'm in meetings, don't tell nobody. But yeah, even when I'm in meetings. So, okay, so what I'm being told, and this goes with what I know Judy and Josh were in there, and maybe some others were also in there in Flex's live, where he was talking about intentionality and how um, in hip hop it was important to get to intentionality. Well, we've been talking about awareness and intentionality here for quite a while, because that is where not just hip hop but all of the earth and all of us are going. And so um the earth also is now being more intentional with the way that um, the energy is getting used. And to be honest, probably the sun and the moon and the earth were always more intentional than we were. we, oh, humans, we are not intentional at all. I gotta put this up here. This is the moon. I don't know why I gave it a tail. Okay. Oh, let me see. Mmm. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. That's a good one. Oh, I mean, okay. Yes. We're okay. I'm gonna write it down so I don't forget. But yes, that is a good one and not coincidental. And we'll talk about why it's not coincidental. Hey, Flex! For being here. It's good to see ya. All right, so let me see. Can't fight the moonlight. Make sure I write it down here. Yes, we'll look at that. Can't fight the moonlight. And with that, we'll also talk about the Moonlight movie. Absolutely. Oh, hi, Quickie. Thanks for being here. It's good to see you. Oh, okay. Well, then you're in the right place because we have this 777 coming up big time right now. Oh, hi, Alex. Thanks for being here. It's good to see you. Okay, we're gonna get back. We'll get back to this 777. It you're gonna like it, Quickie, because we got lots of seven energy coming in and moving. All right, so back to my picture, my lovely picture. So we have everything that's happening in space, right? And then that energy shoots down and comes to Earth, and Earth collects it and then uses it in different ways. So Earth, we can see this being released as like earthquakes, but also as like weather. So we'll put a cloud here. We see it as weather. We see it as earthquakes. We also see it as like volcanoes. Woohoo! That was fun. And then we have us that are on the earth. Oh yeah, those are good numbers. Oh, those must be Judy's numbers. Yeah, we'll talk about all those vibrations. Um, and then we have us that walk upon the earth, and we're getting hit with energy from both sides. We get sandwiched in the middle. So we get the direct energy from space and from the sun and all of that. Um, oh, okay. Please enjoy. Enjoy that, Alex. And then we have the earth processing that energy, but then it's coming up. And we are getting hit with both. So we get hit with both this space energy and with the earth energy. And then we have to use that energy. And so, just like Flex was talking about earlier today, we have to become more intentional in how we are interacting with the energy around us, but also how we're using the energy around us. That's what we're seeing, is that there's a lot more intention in what's happening. Where if we pay attention to what's happening in the skies above us, it's starting to actually look like, and it maybe always did and we didn't notice. Yes, you did, Flex. That it's like it's a communication system. It's like the sun is talking to us and talking to the other planets. So we had lots happening this week where we are seeing this. So one of the things that happened this week is we had a comet. This comet's name is something something scientific pan stars. I can never remember the full name. Let me see if I can find it. It's C 2025 R3 pan stars. Dun dun dun. And sorry, my comet looks like a sperm. I'm gonna fix it. There, better? I don't know if that's better, but that's what it is. But this comet is getting really close to the sun. We're actually in the next couple days, it's going to actually probably hit the sun. And its tail is preparing to come off and is going to hit us. So we're going to get a burst of energy from this comet that's going to hit us. But what we've been seeing this week is as this comet has been getting closer and closer to the sun has been shooting off these flares. So we've had a few really big oh my gosh, Josh, stop it. We've had a couple of really big ooh, good one, Alex. Solar flares that have been shot off towards this comet, but because the comet is in between us on Earth and the sun, we also are getting these solar flares. And so these solar flares are hitting us, and that's actually what is causing some of the problems with our electric things, all of our technology and our electric stuff. So if you've had things be a little bit wacky this week, and like glitching for no reason, it quite possibly is these solar flares that the sun is shooting at Pam stars. We also this week we saw there was a volcanic eruption in Hawaii. So Hawaii had its volcanic eruption, and we know that this is one of the only episodic volcanic eruptions, meaning that it's pretty consistent. It has episodes, like our TV series. And so this was episode 45. Now, we could say, oh, that's cute, 45, but it's not coincidental, because also this week we had other vibrations of 45. that were coming about. Let me find my page. Oh, just so you know, there's so many vibrations coming in. This is my journal. As most of you know, I just write down all of these words and phrases and messages and numbers in my journal. This is how far I am in my journal. This is all the part that's done. This is, well, this is what's left. Oops, dropping stuff. And this journal was started on April 7th. So that just gives you, you know, a little bit of a idea of how much is coming in right now. This is not regular. So for 45, we had episode 45 of this volcanic eruption of the volcano. But then we also had a discussion of this number. Koalaholics, you should know what this number is. 39.6, where this is what Koala is stuck at for subscribers. This is 45. We had a discussion about that. We also have talked about this week a bunch of lies. If we, oh, hey, Cousin B! Hey, it's good to see ya! Thanks for being here! I appreciate you. And then if we look at this word lies, if we use our little code, so our code is A equals 1, all the way to Z equals 26. Lies is 12 plus 9 plus 5 plus 19. So for those of you that haven't, like, keep trying to figure out where I get these numbers from, it's using this code. So for these different words, I just assign each letter its own number code, and then that's how we get it. And so lies is also 45. And then we also have had some discussion about TIP, mostly his son King, but his name is 45, adds up to 45 also. And also we've talked about J. Cole, whose name adds up to 45. And one of our biggest discussions that we've been having, lies is your word of the week. That's pretty good. Well, you'll like this last one then, because Iceman also adds up to 45. So this 45 has been pretty loud this week. And so the vibration of 45, when we add up the 4 and 5, we get to a 9. And so what this vibration of 45, it's giving us information about something that's coming to an end, or something that needs to come to an end. And usually it's an end to some kind of cycle. So, and a cycle can be a habit. It's the way of doing things. It's the way of thinking. And so if we look at some of these that we have here, these are some of the things where it needs to come to an end. That the way that the behavior and the thinking has gone has become a cycle that is no longer producing what's good for us or for anybody. And the way this cycle will end is that there will be a big change. So 45 is telling us that either we need to make a change or recognize a change when it comes in and really support it, so that we can change the foundations of the way things are being done. So it's not just, we don't just change the cycle by saying, oh, like, there's some habits that we could just go cold turkey on, but there's some things, especially within a system, and we live within these overlapping systems. Every industry is its own system, every country has its own system, but then those systems overlap each other, and they overlap each other and connect with each other between shared ways of thinking, and behaviors, and ways of life. Those are the foundations. Those are the foundations that need to change. So there needs to be a change to these foundations so we could get to the end of the cycle. So, okay. The other thing that is happening, and it actually is going to start tomorrow. So I had to talk about this because we've been talking about this Uranus, and yes, you could say Uranus if you want a good little giggle. And oh man, don't get me to giggling. It won't stop. It won't stop. We're gonna try not to get to giggling. But this Uranus is moving into Gemini. Coming up here tomorrow, late tomorrow into Sunday. This phrase, Uranus in Gemini, adds up to this 174. So wherever we've been seeing, or you've been seeing me post this 174, it's an acknowledgement of this energy that is coming into our space, that this energy is influencing us highly. And Uranus is the planet of unexpected changes. So we can expect to have unexpected changes come up a lot more starting next week. Uranus is also the planet of revolutions and revolt, and to feel rebellious. So if you've been feeling like you need to say something, or you've been observing and witnessing other people say, oh, it's time to say something, it's time to stand up, it's time for revolution, it's time for change, that's this Uranus energy. And we would be hearing it and saying it more because Gemini is the planet of communication, or the sign of communication. But it also represents some of this duality that we've been talking about quite a bit, in wanting and needing that to change. And so as Uranus is moving into Gemini, we have a ton of energy that's coming into our space around this communication of revolution and revolt and unexpected changes. Another thing of note and to be prepared for and understand is that every time, so Uranus takes 84 years to get back to the same sign. So 84 years ago is when Uranus was in Gemini before. Every time Uranus has been in Gemini, the U.S. has been in some kind of war. Every single time. The American Revolution, the Civil War, World War I, World War II. Every time Uranus has been in Gemini, the United States has been in a war. And people have been, so like the astrologists have been talking about and predicting that this war is going to be more about technology, because Uranus also rules all of our tech. So any of this revolution, revolt, war with AI, it's coming from this energy, this Uranus and Gemini. Uranus will be in Gemini for 7 years. So starting this weekend, and then for 7 years. So that's the first 7 years. Is how long Uranus will be in Gemini. Yep, for 7 years. And so in that time, we would expect to see this warring of words, because we have Uranus, which is the revolution. So it's the revolution of words. And the warring of words in particular in the United States, because the United States has been in some kind of war every time, consistently, every time. And so that's what we would expect. Partially, this is because the United States has its Mars, which is the planet of war, so the U.S. Mars, it's in Gemini. So when Uranus, this planet of revolution and rebelliousness, moves into Gemini, it's activating, it's like turning on this Mars energy for the United States. And so then that's war. So, oh, hi, Tim. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, so something to look out for. Something to look out for sure. The other thing is that this, let me see if I can get back to, find it in my journal that's full of stuff. But this is also the culmination, here we go, of a lot of happenings. So where I was talking about over here, where whatever is happening up in space, and no matter how much we try to ignore it, it's coming into our space, it's impacting the earth, and it's causing the earth to give us certain things. So whatever's happening up there right now with all this crazy weather we're getting, and this super El Nino that's coming in, and volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. Japan had an earthquake this week, and the Japan earthquake was a 7.4. So there again is that 74. So this 174. So 74 again in Japan. And so we are getting hit with all this energy. So it's really important for us to be aware of this energy that's coming in and that's around us, so that we're not just falling victim to it and getting all crazy and acting a damn fool for no reason. I mean, at least if you're going to act a fool, be intentional about it. Choose to be the fool. Don't just be the fool. But what's happening is this is the final piece where we've been talking about this for a couple of weeks. So we had Neptune, and I think Flex, you were talking about this today also. We have Neptune and Saturn that are in Aries right now. Neptune is the planet of illusion. Saturn is the planet of karma and responsibility. So when these two are coming together, they are lifting the curtain on the illusion. They're taking the mask off and making it be seen and shown. You're no longer in disillusionment. So what you thought was real, you're seeing now that it was only an illusion. And Aries is the sign of I am. So it is in the area of identity. So it's all these illusions around who you are, who somebody else is, who the country is. Those are the illusions that are falling away. This Neptune Saturn conjunction, they moved into Aries at a very similar time, but when they officially were in Aries was February 20th, 2026, which was the same day that we got Casino from Baby Keem. So all of that energy that we are feeling in that Baby Keem casino, and I broke it down how it's creating all these portals. It's opening up the space for a lot of energy to move. It's actually moving with this energy of Neptune and Saturn in Aries. And so this is our first little piece. So we have Saturn Aries is 145. Neptune Aries. So we already had these really big planetary changes. Neptune Aries is 147, where here this is considered, it's considered a parallel vibration to that 174 because it has the same vibrations in there. They're just woven together differently and moving together differently, but they're still in there. But then in 2025, we actually had Pluto move into Aquarius. The last time Pluto was in Aquarius was during the American Revolution. So Pluto in Aquarius is giving this energy of fighting for who you are. Fighting for the people, because Pluto is the planet of transformation. Aquarius is the sign of the people. So all of that, for the people, by the people, blah, 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 that came from Aquarius energy. So Pluto in Aquarius, its energy is 191. So this happened in 2025. So in 2025, a lot of what we were feeling was this Pluto moving and preparing to be in Aquarius. Pluto, it takes Pluto 248, almost 250 years to get back around. So Pluto had just been in Capricorn, and the last time it was there was when the Declaration of Independence for the United States was signed. And Pluto in Capricorn is the transformation of structures. So we just went through seeing Pluto shake up the structures of things, especially in the United States. And now it's moving into this space of the people. And then we had last summer, we had Jupiter move into Cancer. And we'll talk more about this because we at the end of June is when we'll need to talk about Jupiter more, because that's when it's moving into Leo. And when it moves into Leo, it's going to amplify the sun of hip hop, the actual sun sign of hip hop. So there could be some interesting things happening in hip hop at the end of June, early July, right as it's going into its birthday. But this happened last summer. So the very last thing that is occurring is this. Oh yeah, that's right, you are a Leo. Well, you'll get an amplification from that Jupiter also, so be prepared for that. Because right now, so like Koala has his sun in Cancer. And last summer, when Jupiter moved into Cancer, is when his channel took a big, huge boost, and when the community started getting extremely strong. And so now, Flex, Jupiter will be moving into Leo at the end of June into July. So be prepared. It's like having a spotlight be on there for you. So be prepared to accept the blessings. Oh, yeah. That's cool. I'm glad you were here to be able to get that blessing. Oh, that's amazing. Woohoo! So the last piece is this Uranus in Gemini. And this is what's happening this weekend. So April 25th, 26th. And this Uranus Gemini is 151. I saw that in one of Judy's numbers. So, I know you all don't like school, but it's not school. This is fun. So let's add these up. We've done this one already, but we're going to do it again because it's fun to see it when it happens. So 145 plus 147 plus 191 plus 143 plus 151 gives us... Oh, whoa. I almost tried to write with the wrong side of the pen. All right, Quickie, this one's for you. 777. Now, you can't tell me that that's coincidental. Like, how do the planets in these signs add up to this? That just happened. Oh, it's nothing. It's coincidental. No, thank you. I'm not gonna go by that. Yes, we just got the casino, and this all adds up. And this has never happened. So I looked back in history, and so I got the Ephemeris, which is the big ass book. It looks like a freaking encyclopedia where you can go back and you can look at where the planets were for any date ever in life. I found the one online, but I looked, and never ever has there been this configuration of the planets in these signs all together. And it adds up to 777 in English. Yeah, you can't tell me that's coincidence. That's creepy cool. That's what that is. Yeah, kind of crazy, right? But cool. And 7. So 7 is the vibration of action and flow. It's the perfect combination of masculine and feminine energy. And so you also can't tell me that we have not seen over the last probably 2 years, as these things have been coming into alignment, where we've had a lot happening with the balancing out and the coming together of masculine and feminine energy in hip hop and all over. We've been seeing that. Also, this 77 is the numeric vibration of the word power. So where we've seen all of these power struggles coming. And we just talked about where this Uranus and Gemini, we always see a U.S. war at this time. So these power struggles, these power grabs, the like defining of power, saying, going way overboard with money is power, having power over people. All of that is this vibration of 77. But also, this vibration of 77 is the numeric vibration of the word wound. And so we all have a wounding in our charts, in our astrological charts. We all have Chiron. Chiron identifies where our greatest wound is, our wounded space, and where we need to be able to work on that wound. We need to heal the wound, because if we don't heal the wound, then we inflict that same wound on others. Right now, Chiron, need another color. Chiron is in Aries. The United States has Chiron in Aries. So right now, the United States has its wound wide open. Chiron has been in Aries since 2018. And it's almost out of it. But since 2018, this wound has been open for the United States, where it has been given an opportunity to either heal its wounds or to inflict those same wounds on others. Remember that Aries is the sign of I am. It's all about identity. So that means that the United States' greatest wound is about who belongs. How is it defined? Its identity. But also, for all of my hip hop family, hip hop also has Chiron in Aries. So hip hop also has this wound of identity, and has been going through since 2018 this needing to heal this wound of identity. Who is hip hop? What is hip hop? Where does culture fit in? Where does genre fit in? Where does the industry fit in? Does it fit in? So we've been seeing that also. So very cool. Then when we have this 777 all together, and so when we add up all of these sevens, we get 21. We add up the 2 and the 1, then we get 3. So 21 is this vibration. It's telling us about how new energy is coming in, new ways of thinking, new ways of doing things, and it's coming in for the sole purpose to end the division. So ending the division is always, first you have to recognize, back to that awareness and intentionality again, you have to recognize where the division is. How did you get it? How did we get this polarization? How did we get this division between people? And then we are able to begin to end it. But that one there in particular, it's saying that you can only end this division wherever it is. If it's in hip hop, if it's in industry, if it's between countries, within a country, wherever the division is, it's not going to end by choosing one side or the other. It's going to end by understanding both sides, figuring out what's going to be helpful and good from both sides, and creating something brand new. Everything new. Everything needs to be new, because we're also in 2026, which adds up to a 10 and another 1. So everything new is necessary right now. All of this to be able to get to this 3 of growth. So as Uranus moves into Gemini, late in the day tomorrow and early on Sunday, we are coming into this energy of taking action but in vibrational flow. So making sure both the masculine and the feminine are honored, making sure that the actions we are taking are intentional so we know that they are in the right time and in the right way. And this time period will actually be from April 25th, 26th, all the way to June 30th. So this lucky 777 is going to be the dominant energy during this time period. We need to be intentional on how we use it. And know that it has been crafted for us by the universe and the earth. And it is time. It is time. Oh, by the way, I always like including your name flex in my calculations. Because with your name, what color should I use? We'll use light blue. So if we use our little code where it's A equals 1 all the way to Z equals 26, flex is 47, which is the same as the word time. So every time I use your name, then it gives me a giggle because it's the same as time. So right now we have a lot going on with time, how time is moving and how we're using our time. Yep, and that's going to resonate highly for you, Flex, and anybody else that resonates with that 47. Cool. Whoa, that was a lot. I didn't expect to go off like that. But it happens. Oh yeah, we could look at that. We could look at your DJ name if you want to. We could look at the vibrations of it. See what kind of energy you're putting out with the name, but also what you're bringing in. Because our name is one of our dominant vibrations that we use to be intentional with the energy. Okay. You don't have to. But when you know, you don't have to do it on live. If you want me to look at it, just let me know. Because one of the things I do is I look at the vibrations of people's channels names, but also their businesses. Because you want the vibrations of the name to be putting out the energy that you want to put out. And then also it helps draw in the audience and the people that you want to come in. Okay. Oh my gosh. Now I gotta go back and find Judy's. Was there any other phrases, words and phrases that I missed? If you had a word or phrase that you wanted me to look at, can you put it in the chat again? I'm gonna try and go back and find the numbers. Because those are easier to find because nobody but Josh can put numbers in the chat for some reason. YouTube said, Josh, you are the chosen one to put numbers in Vibrance live. Like, how does that happen? All right. So, Judy, just make sure I got all of these. So 151, 161, 112. Look at all these ones. Not used to all these ones from you, Judy. I'm used to all the fives. Oh, there we go. 125, 241, 21. Is that it? Oh, and 15. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to come back to the end of the chat and see what words and phrases you reposted to put on this list. Oh yeah, we could do quickies numbers. You could put those in. So if you want your personal vibrations read, I need your birthday. Um and it could be any name you choose. So like whatever name you go by. I know, Judy. I did flexes. Yeah. Tiff came in and had me do flexes, vibrations, and then he looked at it. That was a while ago though. Man, when was that? Time is all messed up now, so I don't even know how long ago that was. Okay, what other words and phrases? I thought that Alex had one, but she in bed, so she might be sleep. Um. Okay. Yep. You're gonna have to just tell me if there's other things I should put on here, but we can look at. Let's go ahead and look at Josh's. Oh, so we could cross this off. All the things gets crossed off because I'm sure there'll be more things, but we got through those major ones. Um, um, okay, just let me know if there's anything else to add here. Let me grab. No, I don't want to grab this. Stop that. Oh, come on, whiteboard. Don't do this to me. All right, there we go. All right, so let's grab this and take a look. We wanna ease on down the road. Yeah, Flex did that too. Just kidding. I'd be singing that song all the time in my head. You made it! Hi! It's so good to see you. Welcome back in. Okay, Josh. Well, we don't if we don't have it today, we can maybe do it tomorrow. If we get Quickies information. We could do that tomorrow. All right. So we are going to look at Can't Fight the Moonlight, and we'll also talk about this Moonlight movie. And I'm gonna delete this. Yeah. Oh yeah. That worked good. I always get worried because, I'm erasing stuff I'm not supposed to be erasing. All right. So let's look at the vibrational layers here. Um, so we, of course, are going to use our little code book where A is the vibration of 1, all the way to Z is the vibration of 26. And we are not going to reduce it until we get to the very end. So let's look at each one of these words. Because that's the first level of vibrational weaving, where each of these letters is a vibration weaving together. And then when they come together, they give us more information so we can get this whole vibrational story. So let's just get all of these first. So can't is 38. Fight is 50. There's some change for you. I know the, because I have to use it so much. The is 33. And moon, I think we're going to actually split it up here. So moon is 57. And light is 56. I just know those because I use them so much. And so together, moonlight is 113. Okay, so let's look at this layer first, and then we'll start putting them together. So, first things first, I'm the realist. I know, I'm a nerd. I couldn't help it. I had to say it. Okay, so first let's look at what are some of the other words and phrases that have these same numerical vibrations, because usually the message is within the vibration. So kind of like, reading between the lines, or like reading somebody's body language so you can understand what's happening, and you could feel the energy even if they're not saying it. That's what happens with our word selection also. Thanks, Flex. So 38 is also, so first of all, it's one of these 11 vibrations where we have this story of 11 to 2 that's happening very strongly right now, where 11 is the duality, it is the division. And it's kind of weird because like when we think about like what we've been told that 11 is this powerful master number, which it is, but it actually is representative of division. So it's like we've been honoring and being very happy about division, when in actuality we need to be honoring and working towards this 2, because the 2 is to end division. Because when you get to 2, now these 2 ones are not standing alone or against each other. They actually have come together to create something new. And so we already have this story of 11 to 2 here with this 38. 38 is also the numeric vibration of the word balance, which we've talked about we need to happen, but also it's the numeric vibration of the word change. And we just talked about how Uranus is that planet of unexpected changes, and as it's moving into Gemini in the next couple days, we should be expectant of a lot of changes to happen. We also have, and I think I actually am going to combine these right here. So it's the fight. This is 83. And 83 is the numeric vibration. Again, it's still this 11 to 2. But you see how it's a mirror image of this 38. So we'll talk about that in just a second. But this 83, it's a numeric vibration of the word wisdom. So if we talk about the fight, and we feel very passionate about it, and we have a lot of the information, it's what wisdom are you using for the fight? Are you only using emotions that are not based in wisdom, or are you using information that is helping you to be wise? So you're fighting in wise ways, because wisdom is the same numeric vibration as this phrase, the fight. Also, this is the same as the joy. So, usually, when you are in a battle, whatever it is, whatever kind of battle it is, you're fighting for the joy at the end. You're fighting for that victory. You're fighting to get that sense of joy. And so that's why when you are preparing for this fight, or you're in the fight, you also have a focus on the joy that comes at the end. And that's like your visualizations and all that stuff. 113 is interesting because I feel like I just saw it. So let me work. Okay, you could go ahead and do the oh yeah. Oh no, that was easy. I thought it was going to take longer. But no, I found it. So I did just see it. I just saw it in Flex's live. Flex, your live was very influential today. The phrase look over. So by talking about that song "Look Over Your Shoulder" with Kendrick Lamar and Busta Rhymes, that's where that vibration came in to the conversation and was adding to this story. I think I saw it somewhere else too, but let me look real quick, because that was easy. That was like on my last page, like one of the last things I wrote before getting ready for this live. I know that's not the Jeopardy song, but it's the song that was in my head, and I don't even know what song that is. Oh yeah, we could talk about moonwalk also. Because hey, Josh, stop it. You looked over my shoulder because right here on this page it says moonwalk at the top of the page. And I turned the page as soon as you said that. Stop reading over my shoulder. It's rude. Moonwalk is 104, by the way. So it's also a 5, where this 113 goes to 5. Moonwalk is 104, which is also 5. Ah, okay, I found it. I found the other time. I where who said this? Oh, this had to have been in Koala's live, one of his lives, cuz I don't know where else I would have heard this. But the phrase, maybe it was Flex's live too. I don't know. You'll have to remind me. Belt to ah ha ha is also 113. Yes, you are here with that 5. All those 5s. Okay, so that's 2 of them. 2 of them that just came up in the last couple days. I thought so. I was like, that has to be cool. Who else is going to say that? And he's been going live so early. I've been either getting ready to go to the gym or in the gym when he's gone live, and then it's been like crazy. Okay, so we already have this story kind of coming together. Oh, also, light 56 is also the numeric vibration of the word healing. And it's the numeric vibration of the word comet. So we just talked about that comet that's like flying too close to the sun and pissing the sun off. And so it's shooting out all these solar flares to be like, you know, you need to back up off me. Yeah. So there's that vibration too. There's that vibration too. Um, okay, so let's do a side quest. A side quest away. And talk about these mirrored images, these mirrored vibrations. Because I know we've talked about them before, but it's always good to talk about them again. So when you have these vibrations that are mirror images, they're really they can either work really well together, or these are like the biggest enemies of each other. This is where you can get miscommunication in these vibrations. So if you look at like your life path number from your birthday, and you look at a life path number of somebody else, and there are these mirror images, it usually is one of those things where you connect very quickly. And it's because the first thing you see in the mirror, so here, are your similarities. So you first see your similarities, and that gets you excited and helps you to connect with people. Oh, was that? Oh, that's hilarious. That's why both their energy was coming up in that phrase. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, that's funny, Judy. I'm glad. I knew you would remember. So the first thing you see is the similarities. You see the similarities, and so you connect very quickly. Whenever you encounter, so your vibrations encounter somebody's vibrations that are these mirror images, you first connect very quickly because of your similarities. But then the problem arises with these second vibrations, because we work through vibrations. How vibrations work is actually from right to left, where this side, this is the first step, and on this side, this is the last step. So where you get very excited to see the similarities, then you start seeing the differences. And in these differences is where you can learn the lessons. This is where you can learn the lessons to be able to begin to grow and change. But also, this is, if you don't want to learn those lessons, or you don't learn those lessons, then that's where you can have problems. So with these two vibrations, this means that there could be really good working together with balance and change on this side, and wisdom on this side. So if change is to happen in a smooth way, it needs to learn from wisdom. But wisdom also needs to learn from change and balance. The example that I like to use, because I think it's funny, you've seen this example before. The example I like to use of this mirror image energy is where on one side we have Tupac plus hip hop. So it's their two life path numbers together. which is hip hop's life path number is 39, and Tupac's life path number is 40. So the relationship that Tupac has with hip hop is 79. But this is a direct mirror image between our good friend or not of Drake plus hip hop. So Drake's life path number is 58. Hip hop's life path number is 39. When we add this up, it's 97. So the relationship that Drake has with hip hop is a direct mirror vibration from the relationship that Tupac has and had with hip hop. So at first, they could look the same with those sevens. You could think that you're looking the same, but there's lessons to be learned. So Drake needed to learn the lessons about actually getting to the end, and what the end plan was, how to end cycles. So where we think about where Tupac was very much in that advocacy mode of, we need to end the way things are doing. We need to end some of this systemic oppression. We need to end this. Even while he was, doing his thing. Drake was only looking at the action. So, yeah. But do you notice how they have a lot of similarities, and that's where they would connect, but there's lessons that needed to be learned. And those lessons, so like Tupac was very much against the system. And what Drake is doing is like with and for the system. Interesting. So we have some of this mirroring of vibrations here in this phrase. So that's what's happening over here, is we have a need for wisdom to learn from the change and the balance, but also for the change to learn from the wisdom. Yes, Josh. Yes. It's a good way of putting it. All right, so now let's go ahead and add these together. So we're doing 38 plus 50 plus 33 plus 113. Hey, where's my drum roll? Just kidding. I don't know how to do that. I'm gonna need somebody to like do that for me. I have like a soundboard and stuff, but I don't have nothing in there. I don't know how to do all that. So, anyway, just do the drum roll in your head. Oh, thanks, Josh. So, this adds up to 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Which we are back to our lovely 9 vibration. So we are being given a lot of messages. Oh, thanks, Judy. We're being given a lot of messages about needing to end some of these cycles. So trying to draw our attention to the need to end these cycles. What's interesting here, though, is that we also have some of these other messages that have been coming up before, where we need to examine the foundations of things. So why do we think the way that we think? Why do we do the things that we do? And 23 is the numerical vibration of I am. So we talked about how Aries is all about I am and identity. And currently, Chiron is in Aries. And it's so we have a lot of vibration here around identity. Also, here's a fun fact for you to take to your next party, Josh. This numerical vibration is all about the foundation of who you are. So the foundation for 23 of I am. So the foundations of who you are. Moonlight's main character's name is Chiron. And Chiron is our wound. It's our wounding. It's what we have to work through to find and figure out who we are. To be our most authentic self. Which is the big, huge theme for the United States and for hip hop with their Chirons in Aries. So there you go. Also, Chiron has the numeric vibration of 67, not 67, not 67, 67, 67. And 67 is the numeric vibration of the word soul. And also water. So these are looking at the foundations of your identity. And in that movie with Chiron in Moonlight, it was an examination of his soul. The coming of into identity and healing the wounds to become most authentic self. Oh, that was a good one. Also, whenever you see these vibrations that are like in order like this, 2, 3, 4, they absolutely are a countdown. They give you that feeling of anticipation that something is coming. So if ever you are seeing these like a lot, like getting those repeating numbers, it is telling you something's coming. Be prepared. Scar. Scar is the wound. Oh, Chiron. Universe got jokes. Okay, what questions? Yeah, don't let your mind go too crazy. Oh, I put my water up here. Yeah, yeah. Well, get ready because as that Uranus is moving into Gemini, we're in for some bigger revelations. Revelations on revolution. Because, like, the things that are revealed by Uranus lead you to feeling like you need to rebel and revolt. But this is right after we had all of that Saturn and Neptune energy, like, pull away the curtain on illusion. There's about to be some crazy stuff happening. But it doesn't have to be negative. We have a lot more control of how we use the energy around us, coming back to being intentional, than we allow ourselves to be. So no more being a victim to the energy. We're going to be intentional and use it for our greater good. Yes, Josh. Yeah, exactly, Josh. You got to put this right next to baby Jessica. You have all the numbers for that one now too. Hmm. No, we can't run from nothing. Yeah, you saw my picture, and it was quite a lovely picture. There it is. Where are we gonna go? We got the energy coming from space. We got the energy coming from the earth. Where are we gonna go? We might as well figure out how to be intentional in using this for our greater good. Might as well. That was a good one. Good one. Don't stop. Oh my gosh. These random songs. Every time I'm in here, you all have to be like thinking about these songs. These songs are stuck in your head and I'm getting them. Something. Because it happens most often when I'm live, which I think is actually pretty hilarious. Okay. Do we think of anything else to go on here? If not, that's okay. Um, I am trying to put together a way where you guys can get me some of your numbers and words and phrases easier. No, I'm not. I'm, I'm not taking the credit for none of those songs. Because they'd be like the most random stuff. They'd be like the theme songs to cartoons. It'd be like one word from one song. It's so random. I'm not. Nope. Mm-mm. I will not take responsibility for the wacky songs that be coming out of my mouth and my head in here with y'all. uh, I'll take responsibility for saying them out loud because it's funny and it cracks me up. But that's about it. All right, let's look at these vibrations. I don't know what that was. mm, okay, we're gonna look at the word credit, but we're not looking at it with my name. I'm gonna put credit Judy on here. Oh, timeless is nice. Yeah, they be coming from nowhere. All right, let's look at credit. Credit. Let me see if I want to take the credit. We'll look at this vibration. Okay, so credit is 3 plus 18 plus 5 plus 4 plus 9 plus 20. Oh, nope. I think this is you, Judy. I think this is you. Credit is 59, which adds up to 14 and 5. That's all you. That's all you. That's you, Judy. Oh no. And then, oh my gosh, you guys are going to give me the giggles. If we look at vibrant, is 86 plus credit, that's 59. This is 145. This is definitely you. This is all you. Nope. Mm-mm. Yep, it's the mirror image of your life path number and a 5. Nope, you. That's you. I blame you. But if we add one more credit on here, boop, boop, one more 59 of credit, then we get the 204, which is a 6. 6 is my vibration. I'll take credit there. But, no, I think it's you. There's too many 5s on this page. Oh, that was funny. Oh, that was funny. Okay. Now I gotta find. Oh, here we go. I thought it was gonna be harder to find the numbers, but I found them. Okay, good. All right. So let's see what we got going on here. A lot of ones. That's interesting. So it's really interesting because the ones for all of these. Oh, that's funny. Um, the one for all of these, this one vibration is what's moving these. So all of these vibrations, it's like the one vibration is the fuel. It's what's powering these vibrations up. So we have here, we'll go on this side. Here, where both of these are portals, they're portals that are made by the ones. So if we take 151 as an example, whenever we have the same vibration on either side, they want to be next to each other, kind of like magnets. And so then the way that it moves is it's moving like a whirlpool. And so then it is making this middle vibration amplified and it's pushing it through. So when we are encountering like a portal vibration, so when we're seeing this or we're experiencing this, it's actually this middle vibration that we really need to be working with. And in this case, this is change, is the 5 vibration. And so here, the one vibrations are what are creating the portal. They're creating the movement. So that's how it's fueling this. Then we have where the ones are here on the far left side. So whenever we're working with vibrations, we write the numbers from left to right. So let's look at 125. We write the numbers from left to right, but when we are reading the vibrations, when we're trying to know what these vibrations are telling us, so we read them this, or we write them this way. But when we want to know what they're saying, we go the opposite direction. And this is where we are reading it. Yeah. And so where we have these ones here at the very end, it means that this is the last step. It's what we're trying to get to. It's like this is what's being created. And so here on these vibrations, where the one is all the way on the left, it means that all of the vibrations that are coming before it are being used to create that one, to create something new. Because one is this vibration of new. 125, just so you know. 125 is the numerical vibration. Actually, first, it adds up to 8, which is the energy of reap what you sow, or karma. But 125 is also the numeric vibration of the word spiritual. It's also the vibration of Baby Keem plus casino. So that's the vibration it was giving off, but also good flirts. Good flirts is 125 also. All of those are these vibrations that are creating this 8. They're trying to get to something new, that then can become this cycle of repeating energy. Then, lastly, we have these vibrations that have the 1 on the far right side. So when it's on the far right side, so let's take 241. Again, we're writing it left to right, but we read the vibration from right to left. And so here, this is the first step. And as the first step, this is like the new energy is what's propelling the rest of it forward. So allowing this new energy to come in, it's propelling this forward. It's getting these other vibrations going and moving. So in all of these, it's the 1 that is like doing all the work here. Which is kind of interesting. So for this 241, it's I gotta find a different color. Here we go. It's this new energy is coming in, and because it's coming in, it's allowing us to look at the foundations of things with this 4, and to start breaking down some of the foundations of things that are not working for us, and to build new foundations so that we can get to a place where we're able to end the division. And by ending the division, then we can take action. So we get to the 7, where we can take action in flow, which is taking action at the right time, in the right way, where it's not being forced. It's in vibrational flow. It moves smoothly because it's done in the right time, in the right way. Some of the other notable vibrations over here, I think I should add. So 151, we already saw this, where this is Uranus Gemini together. So those 2 vibrations that are coming this weekend. Also 161 is a really interesting vibration. Actually, I think I'm going to move it over here, because 161, I need to pull out from the archives, because I did a whole series that I probably need to redo and add to, called The Road to Prosperity. Because we all we focus so much on prosperity, and thinking that prosperity is just like the money that we get. And that's partially because 161 is the numeric vibration of the word prosperity. But as we're on this journey to try and gain prosperity, we come across all of these other vibrations, these other words and phrases that also vibrate at 161, where each one of these vibrations is neutral. It holds everything that is positive and everything that we would be considered negative, all in one vibration. So if you are working for or working towards any of these vibrations, or you're working with any of these vibrations, you're going to encounter all of them. So to really be intentional, this is why, like, you're always told to be specific with your prayers, be specific with your visions. It's because the universe and God operates in pure vibration, and pure vibration is neutral. So if you just say you want prosperity, that vibration of 161 is also the vibration of human experience. That could be why we all ended up here. We asked for some prosperity and we were given a human experience. It also is the numeric vibration of the word roller coaster. So that's probably why the human experience feels like a roller coaster. And there's lots and lots and lots of words and phrases that resonate at this 161. Let me see if I can think of another one. Another one is Jupiter pause. So whenever a planet is coming out of retrograde or going into retrograde, there's a moment where it pauses. And when it's paused, the energy is neither in one direction or another. So it's the one time that that energy is, you're not getting it because it's not there. But there's a lot of these phrases that are 161. So, oh, you know what? I could probably, because I am trying to get, like the Patreon and the Vibrant Numerals Discord, they're set up. There's just nothing in them right now. They're all set up. I just need to get stuff in them. So, maybe that's something I can put in there for Patreon. Because I also have a whole series called The Pathway Through 11. And it talks about many of these vibrations that add up to 11 and how to work with them to try and end that division. Oh, look at all this past stuff coming up. Might need to pull those out. Oh my gosh, Josh, that was a good one. Yep, that was a good one. Funny. Oh, great. Now, I don't know why, but I want to add these up. So hopefully I don't mess it up because I wrote over them. So I'm going to say them out loud. So if I say any of them wrong, you can correct me. So 151 plus 161 plus 112 plus 241 plus 21 plus 15. Oh, that's why I wanted to add them up. Hey, what? I didn't make that random mark. Just kidding, I did, but I erased it easy. This all adds up to 701. And look, I even picked the same color for this 8. Didn't even know it. Or did I? The world may never know. I couldn't even say that without laughing. So all of these are coming together. I'm hearing something else. Oh, okay. So what? I missed 25. 25 is, oh, I skipped 125. See? I knew I was going to mess up. Oh, that's still interesting. So we're going to look at both of these. So plus 125, which is over here all crazy, and I missed it. Like, how? So this adds up to 826, which is another 16. uh, so I think one is to give us hope, and the other is to remind us that the tower is falling. Oh, well, then that makes sense because um what I was hearing when I was listening was that I needed to talk about the tarot cards, and I couldn't figure out what the heck it was talking about. But here 21 is the numerical vibration of the tarot card the universe, and 15 is in the tarot is the devil. The devil. And then we know we've been looking at and seeing quite a bit that the 16 that keeps coming up is in the tarot is the tower. That the tower is preparing to fall. So let's look at both of these vibrations. Let's look at 701 first, and then we'll look at this 286. So for this vibration 701 going to 8, we have this new energy, this vibration of new. So whenever we have this new energy, this new vibration, so you could think about like 2026 is the vibration of 10. It's a 1. It's this new energy. We have an influx of new energy. New energy feels like being visionary, being inventive, getting ideas. That's what this vibration of 1 feels like. It's all of a sudden like waking up in the morning and seeing things in a new way. That's this vibration of 1. And we are seeing that here in 2026, where the best example I could think of is some of this crazy nonsense where people have been accepting of this crazy nonsense that's happening. And I could just say it generally like that because there's so much crazy nonsense that's happening. You can take your pick. Where people have been accepting of crazy nonsense, but then all of a sudden they wake up one day and they're like, "Oh no, this is crazy nonsense. I no longer accept that." And everybody else is like, "Why? It's always been crazy nonsense. It's always been crazy nonsense. So why now?" And they can't even really tell you why. That's this strong vibration of 1. It causes you to just wake up one day and see everything in a new way. It's like you woke up with new eyeballs. Very interesting. So it's this new energy that's coming in, and by um accepting this new energy, so accepting this new way of seeing things, it allows for this God, universe, higher power energy to come in the space. And so then it's this God, universe, higher power vibration that is helping us to take this action and flow. Sometimes when you have this 0, it can feel like you don't know why, but you know this is the right way to go. Like that gut feeling, that instinct, that intuition, but it's heightened. It's like very loud. That's what this 0 feels like. The 0 vibration is the only vibration that we have no control over. So the 0 vibration is the only one where we can't be intentional in how we use it. We have to just accept it. It's accepting this energy, this information, these vibrations from God, universe, whoever or whatever your higher power is. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right, Judy. Oh no! Don't explode Josh's mind. So by accepting in this new energy so that we can see the world in a new way, it's allowing God, universe, higher power to come in and direct our actions. And in directing our actions, that is what is bringing about not just this reap what you sow or karma energy that has already existed, but it's almost like seeding in new cycles. It's creating these new repeating energies to come back around. It's like creating good karma. It's like, or dharma. It's like recognizing that these cycles, you need new better ones. It's like creating a new habit is a real way of simple way of looking at it. Yeah, Judy got really good at typing out all the all the numbers. Yes, we can. Yeah. Yes, we can. We'll look at that next. So let's look at this 826. So we already know that this again is one of these warnings that we've been getting. We've been getting these tower warnings. We've been getting these tower warnings from like vibrations like 88 and 97. These are these 16 vibrations that are coming in to let us know the tower is preparing to fall. So, what you built up, or what others have built up, or what the system has built up, it is time for that to fall so something new can come in. So we have been seeing this and we've been feeling it in our own personal lives, in groups of people, in cultures like in hip hop, where we see this shift is happening, where the way of doing things is definitely changing. These towers that have been built up that thought were always going to be are now coming down. We also see it even in with countries and on the world stage, that these towers are definitely coming down. Okay. The tower, so we also most recently have been seeing the phrase the tower's vibration, which is 114. So wherever you see the 114, we also are seeing the tower there. Also, just the word tower is 81. So it started as these vibrations, these numbers that added up to 16, and now it's moving into the finer details of 114 and 81. Okay. For this 826 specifically, it's interesting that we have the 8 here. I need a different color. It's interesting that we have the 8 here, and then the 8 here is this last step. What we also have here is we have this 26, which is the numeric vibration of little g God. So 0 is God, universe, higher power. 26 is the numerical vibration of the word God. And it usually, this vibration is usually associated with like the gods we create or what we idolize, what we see as and or accept as or use as God. But this also adds up. So 2 plus 6 also gives you an 8. And so what we are seeing is that around any of these idols, these people, places, things, all the nouns that we have made gods, we are now having that illusion fall away, where we are having to recognize that we have put these people, places, and things on a pedestal as if they are God, but they are not. By recognizing that, it's now opening up for us to actually see clearly this reap what you sow energy. We can always see this clearly for somebody else. Because, you know, we have all of the best videos about instant karma for whoever deserves it. But this is actually showing us how and where we can examine within ourselves. What have we made a God in our life? What have we been idolizing? What have we been putting on such a high pedestal that if it fell, it would change our life? Because the things or people, places, things that we make God, that we start going crazy over, where we cross that line from fan to stan, those are the things that when they fall, it destroys your world. And that's why we should not have them. Because you base your identity around it, you base your actions, your behaviors, the way you think around it. And this also goes for systems, ways of thinking, like group behavior that you've just been going along with. This 6 in here is all about comfort zones, where we've seen these 6s pop up quite often recently also, where it's the examination of your comfort zones. What are the things that you have become comfortable with when you shouldn't be comfortable with them because you are idolizing something, because you've made a person, place, or thing God? And be prepared for this reap what you sow energy. Are you going to be able to face it and say, yes, I need to just clear that out and change it? Or are you going to be stuck in the tower as it is falling? Dun, dun, dun. Close scene. Oh my gosh. I can't handle it getting too serious. It is a very great message. But yes, very good message. And it's interesting how they came out together, where I didn't even see the 125 when I was adding them up. So these two definitely are working together for our greater good. Beautiful. Every time I see your list of numbers, the song that comes to my head is God is trying to tell you something. Maybe God is trying to tell you something right now, right now, right now, right now. Because you be getting those messages of like, oh, okay, we'll listen. Guess we gotta listen. Okay, let me get some water and then we will look at. Let me write it down though first. Okay, so we're looking at April. Um, 1977. So looking at the month and the year. Okay. Well, I get some water. Just let me know if that is correct. That is correct. You know what movie that's from? That is correct. Oh gosh, that definitely came from Josh. I can't blame Judy on that one. Josh, that was you. I'm gonna give you the credit for that one that came in my head. But that one I can't really. I say that all the time because I think it's funny. Okay, the year and the day. Okay, well, let's look at both. We'll look at April. Yeah, it is Billy Madison. Yes, you are correct. Oh, back to school, back to school. Prove to Dada I'm not a fool. Got my boots tied tight. All right, stop, stop, stop. All right, so it should look like this, Judy. Yeah. Yes. Exactly, Josh. Okay, cool. Exactly. Oh, yeah. That is correct. Oh, hilarious. Okay. So, let's look at these. Let's look at the year. And actually, let's do it this way. So, we already talked about this 77. So, this 77 is the vibration of the word power. It's also the vibration of the word wound. Sorry, I was listening. Um, I think that's just important to have noted there. But the real piece is when we add these together. So when we do 1 plus 9 plus 7, we get 24, which gives us a 6. Oh, okay. I see why. So, then April is the fourth month. So you see what's happening here, and it's the month and the year. It's 424. So it's creating this portal around 2. Um, and so that's why we needed to look at it this way, because this is this portal bringing forth this 2 is actually a very strong influence on this vibration. If we do 4 plus 24, we get 28, which is a 10 that goes to a 1. Oh, okay. All right. So we needed to look at that first. Um, because then it'll give us a little bit more insight on what's happening down here. Because if we take just the month and the year, let me put it over here to the side a little bit. So if we take the month and the year where it's 424, but then we put the 19 in there, now we have 4, 19, 24. And it's this 192 that is wanting to come forth. Where 192, yes, it gives us 12, but more importantly is that this 92 is the vibration of the word duality, and it adds up to an 11. And so it's, if this is brought down, now we have this 111 vibration going to a 3. So this combination of month and year is creating this portal that is bringing forth the day with that 2. And here we have the actual vibration of duality in the 92. The first step is to end the division. And then there's an emphasis on the ending. Like, oh, you ended the division? No, you need to, like, for real end the division. So that this new energy can come in. Because if you can get to this new energy, then that means you can get to this triple dose of new energy that gives you a different level of growth. And so it just means that in this year, that this was a dominant vibration. Now, it may or may not come through, like, for individuals as much, because your time of your birth, you have so many vibrations that usually the vibrations of, like, the year and the month alone, they're in there, but they're pretty diminished in comparison to all of your other vibrations. So this would really be more around what was happening at the time. So people born in this year or living in this year would be more impacted by these outside vibrations of where this vibration was, what was ever happening in the world at that time. Okay, that's a little side note. Oh, that is kind of crazy. But you see, and there's doubles in here multiple times. So there's the double 7s, but then there's also the double 19s. That's kind of funny. Like double mint gum, but not. Because thinking about doubles just made me think of double mint gum. All right, so let's look at this life path number. So we got 4 plus 19 plus 24 for the year. And so, of course, this is what you would bring. This adds up to 47. 47, we just saw, is the numeric vibration of flex, but also is the numeric vibration of the word time. And here is another double. So their life path number is actually an 11 to 2. So there's lots of these doubles in here. Like these double vibrations wanting to come through, and then that's interesting that they have twins, because there's a lot of doubles here. But here, the 11, so just to make sure everybody has the information, whenever we do our life path number, we get 2 numbers. Sometimes in this case we get 3, where the 2-digit number or numbers are your path. It's the steps that you are taking to be able to get to your outcome of what you are contributing vibrationally to the world. Because we all are coming into this earth space, um, holding vibrations, collecting vibrations as we move through the world, and then we use that in our learning to build up our vibration and then contribute it to the world outside of us. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. So her vibrations are really speaking to this story. That story. Wow. That's crazy. So this is your path, and then your final 2-digit number is your outcome. It is what you are contributing to the world. It's the vibration that you are contributing outward to the world. So the path gives you how to work with your energy. It gives you the lessons that you're meant to be learning and working with in this lifetime. It also is the vibration that you use to be able to interact with other vibrations outside of you. So, other people, other groups, other cultures, the whole world outside of you. You use your life path number and your name are some of the most dominant vibrations you have that you use when working with other vibrations outside of yourself. And so this vibration of 11 is about the tutor, the mentor. So it's getting to a place where this person is able to use energy to learn her lessons at the same time as she's teaching her lessons. A lot of times, these 11 vibrations, they're teachers, they're actual tutors, they're like mentors in some way. And it doesn't have to just be with children. It's like they're one of the people that, even though they're at your same level, it's like the kid that's in your same study group that actually is your tutor. Like you're the same age, you're in the same classes, in the same grade, but they're tutoring you because they're learning at the same time. They learn a lot through helping others. But the way that she gets to this 11 is first learning about taking action, but in flow. What does it mean to be in vibrational flow? How do you determine when taking the action is at the right time and in the right way? A lot of the times when you have this 7 as your first step, you can tend to have a lot of trial and error in your life. Like you make a lot of mistakes along the way because that's how you're learning about the difference between taking action in vibrational flow and taking action that you're forcing or that it's outside of vibrational flow. From these lessons about being in vibrational flow, she can then apply these to the foundations of things. So then she can look at the foundations and see where cracks have been made because there's been action that has been taken out of flow. And these foundations would be like in her life or in the lives of people around. Because she's that 11, it means that she's learning these lessons at the same time that she's teaching these lessons to others. So, a lot of the time, the lessons that she's teaching or the advice that she would give would directly apply to her also in that exact same moment. And so, these foundations, if it's recognizing that a behavior needs to change because of that 11, it's usually she would have that behavior also. Or she is in the process of changing that behavior also. So it is like yeah, I'm getting that it's like kind of being like the older sister that's also the mother, but not acting like the mother all the time. It's like both children, but one is acting more like in a teaching role or a guiding role, but doing the same behaviors. It's not like she's doing a different behavior. But the thing is then by understanding taking action and flow and how those actions contribute to the foundations of, like, if you're taking action and flow, you can create a strong foundation for like your identity and who you are, but also the way you do things and the way you think. By understanding that, then that also with this 11 helps her to understand duality and division. She's probably somebody that's like, I see both sides. Like, I understand both sides. A lot of the times could be like on the fence with things, because she's like, I understand both sides, I see both sides, I see both extremes, because that's that 11 also. But the ultimate goal is to understand the duality and the division so much that you can clearly know how to end it, because that is the ultimate contribution. That's the ultimate vibrational contribution to the world, is being able to say, I've looked at how these actions, the actions that we take, make for either strong or weak foundations that are creating these division points. But then here's how we can bring things together in a way where we can end the division. These two vibrations, these two life path numbers, so a 2, are the ones that a lot of the time are like, no, I understand both sides, but neither side is good. Here's a brand new middle path for us to take. There are a lot of the times the ones that are trying to end these divisions, but especially these 2s that are coming from an 11. So when it's a 2, like somebody that has like a life path number of 20, where there's no 11 in there, that 2 don't play. They're like, no division at all. I don't care if I understand both sides. Neither one is working. We're not. That's different than like these 11s. These 11s really are, they can get stuck in this middle position because they understand both sides. And they have to learn how to understand the division and still end it, because then that's the wisdom that they have to contribute to the world. Oh, that was interesting. She also probably has a pretty interesting relationship with time, where she probably always is saying stuff like, time flies, time is going fast, time is going slow. Like there's lots of like references to time because that 47 is that numerical vibration of time. And feeling changes in time very very strongly. Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad this is accurate. That was a fun one. Oh, right. Woo, we've been here a long time, but this was fun. This was a good one. I'm going to get some water and see if there's any other questions. Oh, you're very welcome. And get ready to go. I got to go have my second supper. Mm. Or is it second dinner is supper? I don't know. Either way, I'm going to eat it. But tomorrow, so tomorrow, Saturday, I usually come on live earlier, usually like the same time that Koala comes live, because like we're just resonating at the same moment on Saturdays, which is fine. But I will be back tomorrow, and it's our hip hop focus day. So bring all your hip hop topics. Any and it could be from this week or whenever, because we focus in on hip hop. I think we will probably look at what's going to be happening for hip hop as this Uranus moves into Gemini, and like what are the vibrations that are coming in and happening. We will talk about that more tomorrow too, because we'll be encountering it tomorrow night and into Sunday. So, whoo! Get some good rest, because that's gonna be some more craziness. But fun. We'll make it fun. Okay, well, thank you all for being here. I really, really appreciate it. Please make sure you hit the like button. If you didn't hit it on the way in, hit it on your way out. Come back tomorrow. We're going to talk about hip hop, the happenings of hip hop, and look at the vibrations of all of the hip hop things. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for being here. I hopefully will see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks. Bye.